Hello everyone, welcome to the web session for Alpha Business Line for February 2022. I'm your host, Patrick, and I'm a consultant in Alpha Media. I will be presenting today different major functionalities that we've brought into our products with 5 main different axes, including changing the layout, collection actions for workflows and reports, Barter add-ons, email delivery, CRM activities, and CreateX. Now regarding changing the layout, now it's completely possible to pre-configure different layouts in the administration tool and allow the user to make a choice between different layouts. For instance, here in this example, we have 2 different settings. If we click on the user here, we have a layout choice. We can swap between 2 different layouts, as you can see here. As we created layouts, we can also delete them. This is very useful in case we made a fault by creating a layout, or maybe we just don't need to use it anymore. We can get rid of it. Another cool feature is the management of anniversaries. This wasn't possible back then with our products, but this is a crucial point for a marketing perspective, because it can be helpful for promotions or special events. All we need to do now is using AdSuite Enterprise, create a filter search using criteria to define the anniversary dates. Now that's completely possible if we can decide, for instance, 60 days of search, show me different companies that have an anniversary date, and it will be shown in real time in AdSuite Market, for example, and that will help your marketing team react better to promotions. Another cool function that we've added is the collection actions for workflows. Now, it might seem obvious to have that, but it wasn't possible back then with AdSuite Market. Now it's completely possible to, for instance, if you have different repetitive tasks with the same kind of objective in the end, we can do so by grouping different tasks or objects and, for instance, changing the CRM status. Now, you might say that this might be okay for if we had like 2 or 3 tasks, we can just change them one by one. But imagine if you had 1,000 tasks, then it can be quite cumbersome. This is why we've implemented this option to just simply highlight whatever we want to change and just do a change on the group of the tasks. Now these functions are defined based on the object type. For instance here, this is an order position, so we have different functions, like we can change the schedule comp status. Here these are reports, so we have different also functions. As you can see here, we can do a lot of things. This is gonna help you guys gain a lot of time doing tasks that could be repetitive and waste useless time, in my opinion. Yeah. Another cool function that we added is the dynamic weekly calendar now can be adapted to the window size. So if, for instance, we want to open 2 different windows, we want to lower this window, this can be possible. We can see the full amount of the weekly calendar, as you can see here. You see, we're lowering the window and the calendar is adapting to it. A new function added for the Barter agreement. We can have a default text now set up using the administration tool. As you can see here in the agreement, we have predefined text. Well, and the user only needs to change, for instance, the person we're doing the barter with and the date. Also, we have added new plausibility checks for these barter agreements, which includes the amount, the code, the Barter agreement type, and the validity dates. As you can see here, we've filled the empty arrays. And the cool thing about this is now the amount is taken into consideration in real time in AdSuite Market. As you can see here, there's an automatic calculation done. Now also a pretty interesting feature that we've added is the facility to send emails to a contact person. You can only click on a contact person, get his email, click on it, open an email box, send the email. Now we have two options here. We can either create a new CRM activity for the email, which is the recommended way of doing things to keep a historical traceability of things. Or if we do not want that, we can simply click on cancel. Nothing will happen, but the mail will be sent. As you can see here, a CRM activity has been created with all the needed details, including the contacts. If we can click on the icon here, the telephone icon, we will see the detailed contacts of the person we've sent the email to. We have added also a new ad box type in the WebStore, which allows us to dispatch email to different users than the one who created the ad box. For instance, I wanted an ad box, but I don't want to get the results to my email, so I can forward them to another email. We can also link this ad box using an XML code to a web portal. For instance, AdSuite Market. As we can see here on the lower left of the window, an ad box data response widget. We can get the results in real time. For instance, we have two responses here. We can also send an automatic email generation address whenever we have a result. And in case we made a mistake by defining the email address, we can also at any time change it, modify it. Or if we wanted to change service, for instance, we can always change the email by modifying it and accepting. Regarding Design Link, with AdSuite 2022.2 and Design Link 2022.2, we have two new major changes. Now we can have local backup of InDesign files, which wasn't possible back then. And we can also have pre-configured start parameters for multiple environments. And finally, with CreateX, we can create an automatic task creation. The logic is the same behind any automation. We use AdSuite's order server configurations, so we created tasks. So we need a filter for that, which we can design. We can use the CreateX filter now, and this will automatically create a task creation for CreateX. Another interesting feature with CreateX is that now if we have a already existing motive in AdSuite Market, we just want to use it, we either want to modify it or we just use it as a template for a new one. We can do that. We can open it, CreateX. As you can see here, we have this motive with this design. We can either click on edit, so it would add the following file, or make a new document based on it. And this will use this design as a template. Now the cool feature here, if you can see below the design, there's a small clock. If we click on it, you will see that we will have all the history of modifications done on this design. And this is very useful. Let's take this following use case. We have a design that has been already done. We've decided that we do not want that, we want to change it, so we change it. And a month later, we decide that, oh, the initial version was the one that we needed. Now we can easily backtrack to it and just click on the modification that has been done in the history and we can have it. This is pretty useful for designers. So there you go for today. These were our major changes in functions that we've added to our products, always in the optics to facilitate usage and make you your customer and user experience a very comfortable one and a high quality one. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to send a mail to product.development@alphamedia.com or arrange a personal meeting or a personal presentation appointment with us. Thank you very much for watching this one. Have a good day.